Tracy E. Gilchrist, and this is Equal Entertainment. Wayne Brady says he's ready to live his truth. He's sharing that he's pansexual. Brady told People magazine he loves all people equally, and that also means loving himself. Brady explained in the interview that being pansexual to him means being attracted to anyone who identifies as gay, straight, bi, trans, and non-binary. He jokingly called his identity bisexual with an open mind. The 51-year-old says his ex-wife, Mandy Takeda, and daughter, Miley, were very accepting of his sexuality. Brady is known for hosting Whose Line Is It Anyway? Let's Make a Deal, along with the husbands of Hollywood and The Wayne Brady Show. He also famously played the queer character Tom Collins in Rent. Brady's family is currently filming for a reality series about their blended family. A vocal advocate for mental health, Brady says he began a journey of self-discovery after the death of Robin Williams in 2014. Joe Locke, the breakout star from Netflix's Heartstopper, is now publicly acknowledging that he's gay. Locke shared in a recent interview with Teen Vogue that he's been out since he was 12 years old. He says he would often see writers assuming they knew his sexuality in articles but never corrected them or publicly confirmed his identity. But this is the first time he is speaking out about it publicly. Locke's co-star Kit Connor came out as bisexual on social media after accusations of queerbaiting. Fans, friends, and family are saying their final goodbyes to singer Sinead O'Connor. Thousands gathered in O'Connor's hometown of Bray, including Ireland's Prime Minister and U2's Bono. The singer died on July 26th after being found unresponsive in her home. She was 56 years old. Police have not shared a cause of death, but they said it was not suspicious. O'Connor's coffin was covered in blue, white, and pink flowers. A photograph of the singer was also visible through the black window. Some waited more than 2 hours singing and dancing to O'Connor's music. Fans spoke highly of O'Connor's impact on music and life.
I got on the train this morning in Donabate and came out the whole way to pay my respects to her.
I really liked her, admired her. I just thought she was a really nice person. So I just wanted to come today and show my respects, really.
Sinead O'Connor, as I've now realised, was a prophet in my mind and up there with the best of them. And she was the most courageous artist of our generation.
I'm here to stand for Sinead and for her message, and to hopefully to continue to stand for all those other people out there that need to hear that message, you know, and what she stood for.
She was years ahead of her time, you know, standing up to Gay Byrne on the Late Late, like all the, you know, various things that she did over time. She was just, it was okay to not be okay, you know, it was okay to be yourself and stand for what you believed in.
Already an alt smash hit in Ireland, Sinead O'Connor rose to fame after her cover of Prince's ballad Nothing Compares to You. She was a critic of the Roman Catholic Church and public about her struggles with mental illness. Flowers lay on the Hollywood Walk of Fame star of director William Friedkin. He died at the age of 87. Friedkin is best known for his films The Exorcist and The French Connection. The latter earned him 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. Friedkin also directed the original queer film The Boys in the Band, which was later remade by Ryan Murphy. Also in his portfolio is the controversial thriller Cruising, starring Al Pacino. The Exorcist is among the highest-grossing movies of all time. It became the first horror drama to earn an Academy Award nomination for Best Picture. Friedkin's career spanned 50 years. The man behind the Cha-Cha Slide has died. DJ Casper died after a battle with cancer at the age of 58. Willie Perry Jr. was a Chicago native. The Cha-Cha Slide and the dance that came with it first dropped 23 years ago, and it is still a staple at many parties, proms, and weddings. It is often compared to the electric slide and the Cupid Shuffle. Producer, actor, and writer Lena Waithe is telling authentic stories about those in the margins. I spoke with Laith recently about her latest documentaries and how she arrived at their compelling backstories.
And then I also want to touch on Kokomo City, which is this incredible documentary from Dee Smith about Black trans sex workers in New York and Atlanta, well, also about sex work, not just the sex workers. Mm-hmm. And it kind of really goes behind the curtain, but it does so in a way, you know, often when we hear about Black trans sex workers, it's in some tragic way. but these
Mm-hmm.
women who are in your film that you produced are resilient and strong and funny. And would you share a little bit about the significance in telling those stories where these people are quite thriving in their way?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, D. Smith, well, again, I want to give Rishi Rajani credit. He was moderating a panel at Sundance, the panel in which D. Smith was to be on. So obviously, Rishi wanted to watch the films of every director on the panel just because he wanted to do his homework. And after he watched Kokomo City, he texted me and just said, "Hey, I think you should watch this movie, and I think we should see how we can be helpful." And so I thought, okay, that's not something he usually does. That's a very rare occurrence. And so I watched it on my laptop in my living room here, while being in London. And I just remember being just sort of gobsmacked and floored, and just my heart was bursting with just this desire to make sure we amplify Dee's voice. And Dee, who is a Black trans woman, telling the stories or putting the camera on the Black trans women, I think that really showed a sense of just the comfortability that they have with Dee, and there's an intimacy there that I think you don't always get when someone who might be different or comes from outside of the world, they may not always be as free to talk and to tell their stories. And I think that to me is what makes this documentary, unique and different, is because Dee wants to make sure the story is told correctly, because she's a person who is also represented by the film. Even though she may not have participated in sex work, she's someone who doesn't judge people that do. And I think that's why there's no judgment. There's real humanity there. And I think that to me is what makes the doc so timeless and so special, because it's a testament to these lives. And even Dee, she doesn't want to be put on a pedestal. She just wants to be treated like a human being. And I was just like, however we can make sure as many people see this movie as possible, that's what we want to do. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful to Dee and the team for allowing us to stand beside them, because it's really their journey. We're just helping to make sure people know about it.
Great. Thank you very much for that. And it's a little bit of a hard pivot, but I also wanted to touch on another project that you had come out earlier this year, which is a documentary about Mary Tyler Moore, who I've heard is someone that you admire. I read that. And I wonder, would you talk a little bit about why you wanted to help get that film out there?
Well, yeah, it's so funny because it definitely can seem like a hard pivot, but it also sort of feels like that's the thing about Hillman Grad, is that we can be producers on a film about Black women who are sex workers, and we also do a film about Mary Tyler Moore, who was a woman who helped to change the way women were looked at on television, and not only in the 70s but in the 50s as well. So I think that to me is super important, that we're telling all kinds of stories, and there's no limit to where we can go. And what's also interesting is they both happen to live in the documentary space, and that is definitely not some strategic move we made. As we didn't have a crystal ball that would say, oh, there's going to be a strike, and it's like documentaries will be more centered. This happened obviously when we were before Sundance. We obviously saw Kokomo City, and then we've been working on the Mary Tyler Moore doc for 5 years. So they just kind of happened to come out in the same year, in sort of a similar window. And I just sort of think that it speaks to, just the different things we're influenced by.
Barbie is rolling out a new limited edition Barbie doll, Weird Barbie. The toy maker is expanding its Barbie line to include some of the iconic characters and outfits that appeared in the film. Weird Barbie was played by out actor Kate McKinnon. The new doll will feature the hot pink outfit McKinnon wore in the movie, plus Weird Barbie's markings and oddly cut and colored hair. Mattel says the doll has, quote, been played with a little too much. Weird Barbie is going for $50, but it's only available until August 18th. You can watch the Advocate channel live by downloading our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate channel, I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and thank you for watching.